Hey party people, and welcome back to MVM. And today I'm here with a preview of Mycology, the board game of foraging for fungi. And yeah, this is a really interesting game because it represents not only just a board game night game, casual game, but it's also a learning opportunity, which I'll dive into a little bit later. I, as a former educator, enjoy types of things like this, and I love a light game just as much as I love a medium to heavyweight game as well. So let's dig into what Mycology is trying to do. This plays 2 to 6 players, like 30 to 45 minutes. If it goes up to 6 players, I'm assuming like an hour. I only played it at 2 players a couple times for this preview. I'll tell you a little story about that a little bit later though. Let's go ahead and dig in. What you're trying to do in this game is get mushroom cards. You're playing, you roll dice, get resources, and then you're trying to convert those resources into buying cards and get the most points. Collect 10 cards. Whoever has the most points wins. What does that look like? Let's dig in a little bit more here. So on your turn, you're gonna basically, I should say this up front, you have cards here that have the points. They have the seasons where you can buy them. This is a season track. It'll move around here. And then you also have the resources that it costs, here for the card. And then you also get some of the benefits here. What these little tokens represent is edibles. They are edible. These tokens here, this token here means any resource. It's a magical mushroom, that kind of thing. I don't know what that magical thing means, but this is a family channel, okay? We also have these poisonous ones here that are usually worth more points, but there's also a risk of when you get this resource that's right next to it, you will get a negative token. And these, you collect these at the end of the game, you get -2 points for each one you have. And then these other things have different abilities here, like this one here, the stinkhorn one will prevent, it's a stinky one, so it'll prevent you from taking a card from someone else, trading cards from your opponent. But let's go ahead and show you how the turns work. You're just going to roll dice on your turn when it's your turn, and when you do that, it's going to give a resource based on what's on here. And I should just say right away, this board is really welcoming to a lot of people because it tells you everything you can do on this board. Okay, so make up to 2 actions after you roll, but first we're going to get our resources. So I have a 6, I'm going to get soil dung, and guess what? Everybody at the table is going to get soil dung. And now it's up to you to make these 2 choices here. So you can take the same action twice, and you have one option, and then you have a whole bunch of trades as another option. So one is just buying the card. If you have the resources, you want to buy the card, you can buy it. And you have to buy it in season. So right now we're only dealing with these winter fungi, which would be this one right here, which is the oyster mushroom. And it looks like that's the only one we have an option for, and it costs quite a bit. So maybe we want to do some trades instead. So that was just one of our options. We can use these tokens as trades, but we have resources here we can start out with. So I can take 3 resources, and that can just be any combination, and turn them into 1 resource. That's one of my options. Or I can take 3 resources and change them in for 1 of these tokens. Now these tokens can do several things. So you could take this token and you can move it a season. You can move this a season. Or you can take this token and just use it as an extra resource. Or you can take one of this token here and wipe out a top row or a bottom row. You just don't like the selection there. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place this here and just take out this whole row. I'm kind of like, let me see some more winter options, man. Okay, so I'll put this up here. I'm going to flip that over here. Let's see. So let's see if we get another winter option. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Oh, there you go, right there. Boom. But I can't get it this time because I don't have 2 of these. But I can use these 2 here to buy that. But I also have one more option here. I can also use 2 of these tokens. So like I could use 2 of these tokens here to swap cards. And sometimes you do want to swap cards because you may want somebody else's, and you can swap cards during the same season and switch them. Kind of a little bit of a take that element to the game. But that's going to be my turn. I'm going to do these right here for my second action. I'm going to turn in this resource. This is kind of inefficient, and take this card here. But when I take a card, it's going to go where the season is. I can only have 1 for the winter season, 2 for the spring, 3 for the summer, and then 4 for the fall. Now you're going to be taking those cards, and as you get them, what will happen is they stack on top of each other. So if I have this card here, this card stacks on top of this one here, like so, and you'll be collecting them down. You also have this Stinkhorn card. So you remember what I was talking about, changing in these tokens to exchange? If you have this Stinky card on here, this little Stinkhorn here, it protects your other cards. So that's pretty interesting, right? And then once again, to kind of go back to this, if you roll, let's say, if I roll a wood rot, which is a 10 or a 4, so if I roll, let's say, a 4, and we get wood rots, that's fine, but this is poisonous, it's going to trigger this, and I get one of these tokens. Now, after we have 10 cards, it automatically triggers the end game. And in the end game, what we're just going to do is straight up add these points. We're going to add these up, these give you a point, and then these also will subtract from your points. And whoever has the most points wins the game. It's that simple. That's it, folks. Real nice, relaxing, light game. But why, once again, am I showing you this game? It represents a lot of different things. It touches different people in different ways, and that's why it finds its way to the table in multiple settings. You got your family setting, your casual setting, and classroom setting. They all come together for one box. The rules are right here on the box. I mean, they're right here on your boards. The quality is already good in prototype form, so I'm already feeling that energy. But there you go. It's got that range, and you can have a unit around this and just keep playing it. It can be a game that you can have. You bring out every unit and people end up playing it because it's quick. It can be done. I mean, I'm sure people can fly through this in about 20 minutes, so you can have it during activity time. But generally, when games do that and they represent like a wide range, it's really attractive to me, and that's why I felt safe doing a preview for this game, because I think that, you know, those are the types of games I want to show you, games that have range. And with that, party people, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. But hopefully I may help you make an informed backing decision today, because I can't tell you what to do with your money. I really hope I helped you out. But with that, folks, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, take care. Thank you for joining me on MVM.